A Pioneer church is now the latest victim of Hurricane Hannah. Built in the 1920s, the church served the surrounding rural area near the Hidalgo and Stark County boundaries. It is now a total loss. Here's Rick Diaz with today's Con Mi Gente.
It's on Highway 1017, about 10 miles from San Isidro. 9 years ago, in 2011, we visited the Guadalupe-El Torero church with Father Rene Angel and members of a committee hoping to restore the church. The roof was already beginning to sag, the floor was littered, but the altar was still there, so were the wooden pews. Going forward to this year, the roof has already collapsed. This year marks its 100th anniversary, and this iconic church is showing its age. The money for its restoration is hard to come by. And then Hurricane Hannah came, and this is what she left behind. You would never know a church once proudly stood here. Its stately tower now lies on its side in the same space where the pews and the church faithful once heard the word. That cross on top of the tower that welcomed everyone now lies on the floor, broken by the fall. Someone put up a sign, "Please do not take my cross." It's signed and dated. It's a Catholic church, and the grounds have been maintained. The land was donated by a parishioner. It was built because there were no paved roads back then, and traveling 10 miles by horse or buggy to nearby San Isidro was not easy.
And I just remember a lot of the locals coming over for Sunday service, but I have very, very vague memories.
I remember every time there was a mass, the church was full.
The last church service here was about 20 or 30 years ago, about the time paved roads came into being. Back then, some said it was better to tear down the old church and build a new one. Others argued there were a lot of memories here.
They received most of the sacraments, baptized. They were baptized here. They received the First Holy Communion. They were confirmed here. They were married.
Hurricane Hannah is now playing a role in that argument. Where the altar once stood, there is now a blank wall. It's a church with 100 years of history, and something called Hurricane Hannah came by and destroyed it all. For Channel 5 News, I'm Rick Diaz, Con Mi Gente.